this is Draven with Beachy. I'm one of the senior sales associates. Just finished building up the new S-Works Tarmac SL9. There's a new design on the front of the bike. They've updated the Speed Sniffer from the SL8. To be able to do so, they've got a new offset steer tube design. What that's allowed them to do is narrow out the frontal profile by 4 millimeters. To go along with the updated Speed Sniffer, we've also got what Specialized is calling their new flow fork design. So that actually twists the fork legs, which helps to redirect the airflow traveling over the fork legs. Coming around to the back of the bike, Specialized has changed the junction for the rear seat stays. They're calling this the wind fin. So this is kind of interesting. This was done because they found that in most racing situations, pros are not riding with 2 bottles. They're riding with 1 bottle on the front, which affects the aerodynamics as it pertains to the back of the bike. So they've closed off the channel that would normally exist between the seat post and the seat stays. And then also they've introduced a little bit more material on the back here, similar to the drop down tube. It just hugs the rear wheel and tire a little bit tighter to prevent the airflow from detaching here. So also speeding things up the back of the bike. They have updated the S-Works Rapide Post. So you can see on the SL9, we now have a more aerodynamic profile here. It's also been thinned out at the top. This is an interesting one because Specialized, in testing, did their simulations with a pedaling dummy, and they found that the turbulent air actually influences how this needs to be optimized as well. So they've thinned this out and they've shaped it a little bit more aerodynamically, and this is to help cut through the turbulent air that's coming from the rider's legs while they're on the bike. The seat post is backwards compatible, so for anybody who's interested in doing the SL 8.5 build, pick up one of these. So something that I'm interested in that isn't exclusive to the SL9, but is noteworthy is they've also updated the legendary S-Works Turbo Cottons. These are the brand new Specialized Cotton TLRs, which are replacing that outgoing model that's been on the market for what feels like 10 years now. These particular ones are in a 30 mil width, and actually in testing on bicycle rolling resistance, we found that these have better rolling resistance, puncture protection, and wet grip than the GP 5000, which is kind of the yardstick that all other tires are measured against. So obviously I'm excited to ride the new bike, but I'm just as excited to see how these tires perform. So the Roval Rapide Cockpit makes its way onto the SL9 as well. Specialized has deemed that this did not need to be updated. It was already optimized. So for all the SL8 owners who already have this cockpit, rejoice. You don't need to drop another $850 on something new because this is part of the package as well. Also being carried over, similar to the cockpit, is the Roval Rapide CLX 3s. So these were updated recently. Specialized has done something pretty disruptive. So they're actually running a mullet setup, you would call it. There's a 51 millimeter deep wheel in the front and then a 48 millimeter deep wheel in the rear. They found the aerodynamics at the rear were not as consequential as I guess we were once led to believe. So making that rear wheel a little bit shallower, you can save some weight from the overall system, being that the leading edge is really the thing that makes or breaks the aerodynamics on that. These are fantastic DT 180 internals, carbon spokes front and rear, and these are tremendously wide. These are a 35 mil external, so they will work terrifically with all sorts of modern profile tires, 30 mil and above. You'll get that really nice transition.
Hey guys, this is Alex from Beachy. You just saw the bike get built. We're out here at Iona Beach. We're gonna give the bike a nice little rip and see if it really lives up to the hype. First impressions here, it kind of feels like a time trial bike. It feels like it's on rails and the speed is just free. It's super windy here, but the bike just feels like it's flying forward. I don't feel like I'm getting pushed side to side at all. All right, so I just spent about an hour riding the new Specialized Tarmac SL9. The bike felt like it was on rails. I keep saying that, but that's really how it feels. It has crazy rolling speed. It just keeps on going. I would wish that they let me keep this bike. I would doubt they will. What really stood out to me is I felt like I didn't even have a bike underneath me. I felt like I was just pedaling a machine that moved me forwards. I think this bike is really perfect for anyone who cares about the high-end performance in races. Also, anyone who just wants the greatest and latest technology. Additionally, I would say it's a great bike for anyone who's looking to upgrade into this sort of like new gen, high-speed, super light race bike. Thank you so much for joining us today. I hope you enjoyed the video. I hope to see you guys in the shop soon, and I'm just gonna keep on riding.